Alright, so Assalamu alaikum. I'm Omar Fareed and today's topic is Aurangzeb. So lately I've decided to make a mini series called Heroes of Islam. So basically, I will be picking out true heroes of Islam who have had little fame and have been misconcepted by history. So, I mean, I chose Aurangzeb because he's a Mughal, and Mughals really, for the most part, they were bad, but he is, in my opinion, one of the greatest and the most religious there is. So, yeah, just tell me what you think of him. Uh, yeah, alright, so let's get started. Right, so yeah, Aurangzeb. Alright, so the Mughal Empire. The Mughals, they basically started out by Babur. He was a great grandson of Timur. So basically, the Mughals were direct descendants of Timur. So, however, they were not as religious as their predecessors. Most Mughals had forgotten their religion and went along to kuffar practices such as Sufism, worshipping false deities and ancestors, and adopting music, dancing, and eunuchs into their kingdom. Some even went as far as to calling themselves gods. It was not until the 49-year reign of Aurangzeb that all of this falsehood had been put to a stop. But of course, because of this, he is a savage in history. So his early life. Aurangzeb was born on November 4th, 1618 to Emperor Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal. He was their third son and sixth child. At a very young age, he had memorized the entire Quran and had studied the science of Hadith. Growing up, he had a sense that the world around him had been corrupted by disbelief. He was very attached to religion as he was raised, and therefore he spent his allowance on the highest Islamic education there was. He was excellent when it came to knowledge, and he studied many languages such as Urdu, Arabic, and Persian, also known as Farsi. So his rise to power. Since Aurangzeb was the third son of Shah Jahan out of four, it was not easy to compete for the throne. As Mughals had done for ages, brother would kill brother for the throne. Aurangzeb was fine with his post as commander of many successful wars, but it was then when he had failed to succeed his father was displeased with him. Shah Jahan favored his elder son rather than Aurangzeb, which caused an uproar between Aurangzeb's other brothers. His brothers went out of control, waging war and killing each other, until Aurangzeb's brother attacked his new post, which resulted in a war that Aurangzeb was risen to a new ruler after a brutal fight. So, reign and promotion of Islam. Aurangzeb came into power in 1658 until his death in 1707. Noted by documented evidence, he was a very kind and pious man who dressed very simple. Even after all the riches he had, he would generously share it with the poor and needy regardless of their religion. He preached Islam to many people, however did not forcefully convert them. He ended the music and dancing in his kingdom and got rid of any eunuchs. Also historically documented, he out of all the Mughals, including Akbar, was the most tolerant of all religions and had the most Muslim and non-Muslim advisors in his court. In an act of promoting Islam, he compiled the Al-Fatwa-e-Alamgiri, meaning the religious decrees of Alamgir, which is basically a guide to being a Muslim around his time. Alright, so controversies. We must face the facts that he did most certainly destroy Hindu and Sikh temples, but we must also look at his reasons in doing so. In Islam, we as Muslims must respect all religions and people. So the question is, why did he do this? The answer is simple. He did it because temples were not just places of worship, but they also had their own governments and supported many rebellions against the Mughals. Destroying them would end any support rebels had, which would make things much easier to settle down. Another controversial thing is the fact that he locked up his father Shah Jahan, which is also true. However, now again we must look at his reasons in doing so. So, Aurangzeb went against the fact that his father had created a fort-like mausoleum for his mother's grave. He believed that most of the things his father and forefathers did was certainly against Islam, which was the truth. So his legacy. Although society may call him a brutal barbarian, honestly, he out of all Mughals was the most greatest and religious ruler of them all. In my opinion, he truly is a legacy of Timur, unlike some of his predecessors. No matter what the media or false history books may say, we as Muslims must remember that our ancestors were fair and just heroes, not some greedy cowards. All in all, at the end of the day, Aurangzeb is definitely one true hero of Islam that I will always look up to and reflect upon. So my credits, lostislamichistory.com. That is a great site to search for unknown Islamic history. Wikipedia, of course. DeviantArt is where I got some of my pictures from. Google, obviously, and Google Images is where I got most of them from. And then, of course, knowledge about Mughals from my elders. So if you guys enjoyed this, please comment below and subscribe. And if you want me to do any more, just put it in the comments below, okay? Alright, so until next time, Allah Hafiz.